Okay, good afternoon, folks. What is it? It is 7th of March, 2025. Next part of the ekphrastic challenge for this beautiful life drawing image. We try cycling at the same time, see maybe if that improves creative juices, who knows. So I came up with two things, didn't I? Why don't we try redrafting both and see what they sound like, and take it from there, I suppose. So this was the first thing. I did a sonnet, didn't I? Still life sonnet. I'm hooked and hanging up amongst it all. The eyes, the hands, the breaths, the paint, the canvas. Watching me while I look out from balls scooped out by time. Look. From empty, from hollowed balls. Watching me while I look out from blank. Empty, blank, hollowed out. I'm not sure. I think it needs something, otherwise just ball, obviously eyeball, but it just sounds a bit odd. Scooped out by time, filling with dust while I cast. While I'm cast, the villain, in an unflattering light, too bright for these bones. Behind, too bright are all bones. I know what's what. A smudge around the crack, a string out of sight, and every knuckle glued together, caught on sleeves that don't exist. This can't have happened yesterday, or what seemed it. My flesh warm against a cold wind, and my words strangled as pin-pricked feet step across a green lawn. Now, here, the eyes open, the hands clench, breaths are held, and the paint on canvas is light, is like a caress. Caress is a noun? Caress, noun. Yeah, alright, that's fine. So, that I need to fix, don't I? It's such an ugly sonnet, though, as well. It's not pretty to look at. Obviously, that's what's important, isn't it? I'm hooked and hanging up amongst it all. The eyes, the hands, the breast, the paint, the canvases. The canvases. The eyes, the hands, the breast, the paint, the canvases. The eyes, hands, breath, paint. The eyes, hands, hands, breaths, the paint, the canvases. Paint and canvases. Watching me while I look out from. Watching me. There's what? Me. I look out from. I think empty is probably the best word at the moment. Watch canvases. Watch me while I look from empty balls. Scooped out by time, filling dust while I scooped time, filled with dust while I'm cast. Filled with dust while I'm cast, the villain, an unflattering light behind too bright for all bones. I know what's what. The villain in an unflattering light. Too bright for these old bones. I know what's what. Too bright for these old bones. I know what's what. Smudge around the crack. String out of sight. And every knuckle glued together, caught on sleeves that don't exist. This can't have happened yesterday, or what seemed it, my flesh warm against a cold wind, and my words strangled as strangled. I don't like lawn, I think that's crowbarred in, isn't it? So, what was the first word? Warm. Strangled. Like squeezed. Squeezed tubes. Leaking. I think not. To eat. Eking out. Yeah, that is right. Eking out. Like squeeze tube, eking out. Laboured art forms. Like squeeze tubes eking out. Eking out. Like squeeze tubes eking out laboured art forms. Now we're here. All eyes open. All eyes open. All hands clench. Breaths are held. And the paint on canvas. Like a caress. Okay. I kind of feel better about that than I did when I first read it. I don't know. I'm not sure why I viscerally didn't like it before, but I mean, I still don't think it's there yet. It definitely needs something. I don't know. Still life sonnet. I'm hooked and hanging up amongst it all. The eyes, hands, breaths, the paint on canvases. Watch me while I watch out. Watch me while I watch out from empty. Watch out. Watch me while I watch out from empty balls scooped out by time, filled with dust while I'm cast. With dust while I am cast. The villain. The villain in an unflattering light. Too bright for these old bars. I know what's what. A smudge around the crack, string out of sight, and every knuckle glued together. Caught on sleeves that don't exist. They can't have happened yesterday, or what seemed it. My warm flesh against a cold wind, and my words strangled like squeezed tubes eking out laboured art forms. Now, here, all eyes open, all hands clench, breaths are held, and the paint on canvas is like a caress. Okay, yeah, I've maybe absence makes the heart grow fonder. I don't know. I kind of don't mind it too much. Okay, so the other one was I came up with a haiku sequence, didn't I? Um, so the idea here would be to try to write. So this is. So I thought about extending the haiku. What if I? What ages a long time ago, I did an ekphrastic of a very detailed, intricate image, like loads of things in it. Kind of like a still life painting with lots on a table. And I ended up writing 100 lines, like one line for all the different things in it. So it was quite a long poem. And I feel like maybe this could work for that. I don't know. Like trying to come up with more haikus, or maybe just maybe less is more though. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. But let's have a look at what I've got so far. And I thought about extending it apparently because this arrived from liking the specs in the poem. So, eyes, hands, breaths, paint, canvas. 1. The eyes open like buds, waiting to see and be seen by anyone. 2. Grasping at the light, hands play with paint and touch my curves from afar. 3. Taken, held, lost, pushed, swallowed, inhaled, exhaled, in, out, in, out. 4. I had a toy car once where the lead paint peeled and sharp flakes cut. 5. A blank corner waits. The artist's signature. Time will tell. The eyes open, waiting to see and be seen by anyone. The bud thing was too cliche. 1. The eyes open, waiting to see and be seen by anyone. 2. Grasping at the light, hands play with paint and touch my curves from afar. 3. Taken, held, lost, pushed, swallowed, inhaled, exhaled, in, out, out. 4. I had a toy car once where the lead paint peeled and sharp flakes cut. 5. A blank corner waits for the artist's signature. Time will tell. Okay, I think I prefer the haikus over the sonnet at the moment, so that's interesting. So I'm happy with that at the moment. Let's go back to the image again. I think I'm probably going to call it quits. It's 15 minutes now, and I'm tired from cycling. And I've got something to do later anyway. But that's interesting because, I mean, the image is still really intriguing, and I've refined that haphazard sonnet, at least partly, and that's the latest version there. I'm hooked and hanging up against it all. Still life sonnet. I'm hooked and hanging up against it all. The eyes, hands, breaths, the paint on canvases. Watch me while I watch out from empty balls scooped out by time, filled with dust, while I'm cast, the villain, in an unflattering light, too bright for these old bones. I know what's what. A smudge around the crack, a string out of sight, and every knuckle glued together, caught on sleeves that don't exist. This can't have happened yesterday, or what seemed it. My flesh warm against. No, go back to amongst. Don't know why I bothered. My warm flesh against a cold wind, and my words strangled like squeezed tubes, eking out laboured art forms. Now, here, all eyes open, all hands clench. Breaths are held. And paint on canvas is like a caress. Okay, fine. And then the haikus. Eyes, hand, breaths paint canvas. The eyes open, waiting to be seen and be seen by anyone. 2. Grasping at the light, hands play with paint and touch my curves from afar. 3. Taken, held, lost. Pushed, swallowed, inhaled, exhaled, in, out. 4. I had a toy car once where the lead paint peeled and sharp flakes cut. 5. A blank corner waits for the artist's signature. Time will tell. Okay. It's way too small for anything that's useful, I suppose. Okay, so that's something. I think that'll do for now, and I'll keep working at that as we go along. Cheers.